Okay, I thought that said Ronald McDonald. It doesn't. It says Donald Trump. He held a press conference yesterday to answer questions about what happened to his donations for veterans, and he turned on some of the reporters. Take a look.
I think the political press is among the most dishonest people that I've ever met. I have to tell you that, okay? I'm not looking for credit, but what I don't want is when I raise millions of dollars, have people say, like this sleazy guy right over here from ABC. He's a sleaze in my book. You're a sleaze because you know the facts, and you know the facts well.
Is this what it's going to be like covering you if you're president?
Yeah, it is.
The media has covered Trump 24/7 and arguably has been one of the biggest allies to his campaign. What is this all about?
He's biting the hand that feeds him, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, suddenly ABC's got sleazy people, but he talks to ABC every Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
He comes every Sunday, so I don't know. What's the deal?
You know
What's
what
going on?
I think that's somewhere in his unconscious mind, Freudian, he realizes that he's over his head. He's getting closer to it, and he's getting it. I can't do this job. I'm incompetent. I haven't got the right experience.
That's not it.
Wait a second.
That's not it.
And he's becoming paranoid, and very like Nixon was, except Nixon was already president when he got paranoid. You know, like somebody this morning was saying, Bill Carter on CNN was saying, he's already got an enemies list that Nixon had. Look it up, the Watergate scandal. He's got an enemies list already. This one's a sleaze, this one's after him. He's becoming like paranoid in a corner. And I think partly he's getting that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I don't think it's paranoia. I just think he has mistaken the role of the press corps. The role of the press corps is to dig and to find that money trail. And the problem here, listen, the higher the calling, the hotter the heat. We are not supposed to be his cheerleaders. The problem with this is back in January, he said he had raised $6 million for veterans organizations. That amount has changed several times, and then coincidentally or not, 35%, the majority of these donations were made last week, whether or not that was
because the Washington Post
started digging. 35% of the donations came in last week.
Yeah.
But listen, the press corps, we are not there to be a cheerleader.
You know something?
You have been. You can't deny that the press has helped to elect this man.
I think there's a difference between coverage. Just because you give someone coverage.
No. 24/7 is not just coverage.
Right.
It is nonstop. This is the guy. He's the one we're interested in. That's what everybody.
They created the monster. To tell the truth, he'd call in at any hour and just get press, and he got all free press from out of
and now he's the nominee.
There's no denying that he's probably had billions of dollars.
You know something? There's a reason why it's called the First Amendment, because it's the most important one: freedom of speech and freedom of the press. And if he's going to suppress the press, we don't have a country. But people need to get real.
But other than Joy Scarlett, I actually think it's a little different why this really upset him. Is normally when everyone blew up, it was because he had said something mean to another candidate, or I think this time he really thought people would get behind him because he's like, look at me, I just did a good thing. And then the press came out questioning it. Yeah. So I think that was like a hornet.
He doesn't want to be questioned.
No, of course not.
Hillary Clinton sat for 12 hours being questioned about Benghazi and kept her cool. This guy can't keep his cool for 2 seconds. He doesn't like it. They starts calling them names.
Well,
wait till he's president.
He's unapologetic about it. He said that's exactly how the press, that's the room, that's how it's going to look. He's not changing a thing.
Well, if they bring him into court for this Trump U allegation, Trump University, we'll see how much he talks.
Monty game, they're calling it.
Yeah, we'll see how much he talks.
Can you imagine him like offending a judge? He's like, Your Honor, that dumb robe. Like,
my favorite thing is that North Korea is excited about him being president.
Well, you know what Chris Rock says: crackhead go with crackhead.
Let me just say what one of the guys from North Korea.
I love that. That's Chris Rock. It's so brilliant.
It's always great coming from you, Joy.
Crackhead, go with crackhead. I love it.